When we talked about the Louisiana Purchase, we left off the ending, and the ending is another important moment in Louisiana history. And what you need to know about the Lewis and Clark expedition is that Lewis and Clark were two men sent to see what was in Louisiana. Right after America bought Louisiana from France, Lewis and Clark went to go check it out. So let's look at some background information to help us understand the Lewis and Clark expedition. The United States of America just bought Louisiana from France, but no one in America knew what was actually in Louisiana. In order to find out what he just bought, President Thomas Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark to explore the area. Go ahead and use this to fill in your blanks. Also notice my error here, no one in America. We'll fix that. That brings us to our next question. What were Lewis and Clark looking for? One reason President Jefferson wanted to buy Louisiana is because he could use the city of New Orleans for trade on the Mississippi. But what else was out there? He sent Lewis and Clark to travel through the land and make notes of what plants and animals they found along the way. They were also looking for rivers they could use for trade. Go ahead and fill in your blanks. Were Lewis and Clark successful? Well, Lewis and Clark did not find a river that could take them all the way to the ocean, but they did take good notes about the plants and animals to show President Jefferson. And after 2 years, they reached the ocean. They traveled across the whole country. Now, just like the Louisiana Purchase, we can use more documents to learn more about the Lewis and Clark expedition. So let's take a look at this map. This shows our Louisiana Purchase, like we learned about last time, and it shows us the path that Lewis and Clark took to explore the Louisiana Purchase. Now, again, like my map last time, it doesn't really give me a key, so I can't really be sure of what a lot of these dots mean. Some of them, they tell us, death of Sergeant Floyd. Sergeant Floyd must have been one of the men along on the journey. But the rest of these may be forts at some places, falls, forks. I don't know what these are, so I can only guess. I can't say for sure what information that gives me. What I can see is that Lewis and Clark looks like they traveled along these blue lines as much as possible. And blue lines usually on a map are rivers. So I'm thinking that this is going to tell me Lewis and Clark traveled on rivers. I'm going to use abbreviations to be quick. I want you to actually write out Lewis and Clark. Traveled by rivers. Now, I want you to also look for more information on your map, places they visited, maybe places they didn't visit. Notice also on your title, it gives you dates. That's also helpful information when studying a historical event, how long it took, when it started, when it ended. Add at least 2 more facts to your chart. Answer the multiple choice question at the bottom of your sheet. And then I'll see you next time. Oh, you know what? Before I almost forgot, I want to remind us, I know they travel on rivers, I'll finish that later, but I want to remind us the main point of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That they traveled on rivers and things like that, that's not the main point, okay? That's something that is a detail that we get from the map. What I really want you to remember is Lewis and Clark were sent to see what was in Louisiana. All right, see you next time.